Greetings and welcome to another friendly debate here at Words About Games, a fortnightly show where Keith and I sit down, decide on a topic, and then we debate until we make a top 5 list about that topic. The definitive Words About Games top 5 list. And I promise one of these days I will write all of this down so that all of the intros are the same. I did it for the podcast, I can do it for this. It took me like 2 months to make this new background. And all I had to do was put the thing in, put the other thing in, cut 2 holes in it, and write it. It took like 2 minutes. But it took me 2 months. That's how bad I am at things. Anyway, this is Friendly Debates. This week we're debating top 5 Xbox 360 games. I know I defined Xbox 360 games by obviously exclusives. Both first party and third party. And also games that launched first on Xbox 360. So games that were like the Xbox 360 experience, if that makes sense. And PC doesn't count. Because PC never counts. We might do a top PC games list at one point. Like the idea, when we sat down to conceptualize Friendly Debates as a thing, one of the ideas was we would do one of these for all of the different consoles.
Yeah.
Then we would do X-generation games because, multi-platform games are a thing, but we didn't want to put, like, Red Dead Redemption or Assassin's Creed 2 or whatever, or Mass Effect 2 on this list because then they're not really Xbox 360 games, even though they came out on Xbox 360. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to bring this over.
Yeah.
Tell people the list and then explain the rules. I do this a lot, right? And it obviously blocks my microphone while I'm still talking. Yeah. So I need to get better at that. The show is a work in progress, people. Ow. I've done that for a while. So this is our top five Xbox 360 games master list, obviously. How it works is both myself and Keith submit a list of 7 games. I put those games together and we make a master list. Then what happens is we take it in turns to decide which game we're going to nominate to be cut from the list. The person doing the cutting makes an argument to get it cut. If the other person is so inclined, they can make an argument to keep it on the list. And then it is up to the first person to decide if that argument has swayed them, or if they're merciless and will just cut. Last time we did this, in the last episode, 2 weeks ago, we managed to get through an entire cutting phase without actually disagreeing with each other. This time, I'm not so sure we're going to manage that. Here is the master list. The games on the list for anyone who's listening and not watching. We have Alan Wake, Bastion, Deadly Premonition, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4, I Made a Game with Zombies, exclamation marks and stuff, Left 4 Dead, Lost Odyssey, The Witcher 2, and Titanfall. We're now going to attempt to make a top 5 list out of those games that I have just listed. As always, don't take this list too seriously, because we're probably not. As always, Keith, you got to go first.
Indeed. I get to go first on this list of Xbox 360
11 games.
Yeah.
Which means that there were 3 that we both put on our list.
Yes.
Still no 14. Still no complete disagreement. We'll
there may have been, because this list would have been a lot different if you'd said we're allowed 10. I would like to cut.
Would you like me to hit stop record and make this list a bit different?
No, it would take a while. I just because I messaged you beforehand and you said the opposite of what you just said. So I want to go with like the main indie game on here. I made a game with zombies in it, which has got a 1 at the end of it, which I didn't realize it had.
It's got 2 1s in it. Are you gonna argue?
Yeah. It's a game which technically I think can go on forever, but like at the most, I think it's only ever for like 1,337 seconds or something.
It's 13 minutes and 37 seconds.
13 minutes and 37 seconds. I kind of knew what I was going with there. And if you don't know, that's the grandparents.
I want to put this down.
Too young for this.
It's getting heavy.
Yeah. It's a very simple game. with a simple preference. We didn't play it that much, but we did enjoy it when we played it, especially when we had the hyper-competitive Russell Harvey Leiden with us.
Yeah.
Because he refused to let that game beat him. I didn't usually make it all the way through the song. Sometimes I didn't make it halfway through that song. It's very sort of a Space Invader-y sort of style game. Like very old school sort of arcade thing.
It's a top-down wave-based shooter. Twin stick shooter. So, with waves of zombies and then other things.
There's no way to explain it apart from other things.
Yeah. And the music gets mental, and you should, if nothing else, go find the song if you haven't heard it. If you know nothing about this game, go find the song on YouTube. Essentially, the song is 30 minutes 37 seconds, so you have to survive 30 minutes 37 seconds. You have to survive the song.
I think in the game it keeps going.
I don't know if there's an endless mode. It fades out after 30 and 37 when you win.
Right. I seem to remember, like, you kind of come back to the start as the song's ending.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah.
It's intense. Obviously better with the game than without. But yeah. Would it surprise you to know that there are a couple of games on this list I just put on because I wanted to talk about them? Not because I was like, this game will make it to the top 5. But because I can't have a conversation without top 5 Xbox 360 games without talking about this little £1 game from the Xbox Live Indie Game Store that we found one night completely randomly, downloaded it because of the name.
Yeah.
And it's purely because of like the game is whatever. It's fine. Yeah. It is what it is. It's the song. Like, I know of very few songs in video games that I could probably sing this song in its entirety.
We started singing it just before we recorded it.
We did.
Because I noticed it was on the list.
I made a game with zombies in it.
Well, not that much worse than the person actually sings it.
The song, it's part of the stick. The song itself was also in Rock Band 3 as a downloadable song. It's fucking hard. It's very difficult, especially if you're playing drums. It's an incredibly difficult song. But yeah, no, I like, as soon as it was going to come up, I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. Fine, I guess. Like, but it's a good game. It was a lot of fun for what it was. I'm going to scribble that out. I'm just drawing a line through. I'm not scribbling it. Anyway. Yeah. Where am I going to go? I'm going to make a pitch to cut Halo 4.
Yep.
Because there's 3 Halos on this list.
There is indeed. I mean, it's a big franchise for Xbox.
It's a huge franchise for Xbox. So it's Gears of War. Supposedly. Burn. Yeah. Neither one of us went, Gears of War. We were just, nah.
Testament, I did consider it because it was obviously an Xbox exclusive. I've only ever played the third one.
Yeah, I was thinking the second one.
I didn't have the original Xbox, and I just couldn't get into it.
Gears 4 on Xbox One, fantastic game. Gears 1 didn't age well, and I played it many, many years after it came out. Gears 2 was really good, almost made my list. Sort of Fable 2, sort of did a lot of games. But hey, I want to cut Halo 4, because one out of those 3 Halo games, it's definitely the weakest.
Yeah, I mean, I like the humanization that they did.
Yeah. The story was really good. I feel like we've had this conversation very recently.
We have had this. I mean, in fact, this almost became the game, the one you threatened, which is we rank all of the Halo games.
Yes, we will do eventually. But, yeah, Halo 4, the story was really good. The gameplay was fine. The multiplayer, we'll really let it down. And when I look at that in conjunction, not just with the other games, just with Halo 3 and Halo Reach, it's like, yeah. I could say at least the same about the other 2 games, but the multiplayer of both of those games was absurdly good.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't put Halo 4 above many other games that are on this list, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The graphics were incredible as well, like how they managed to make an Xbox 360 game look that good. I don't know. I never will. Unless they do a dev talk at GDC one, yeah. yes, that's my nomination to cut.
Yeah. I may get a rebuttal on mine.
On yours.
Next one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm go for it. Cut Halo 4 from that list.
Done.
Yeah, there was a toss-up between that and a couple of games, one of which was Fable 2, which you mentioned. Didn't really get into that game, but was worth.
The problem with Fable 2, the reason it was cut from this list entirely, was just Peter Molyneux. If you hadn't have oversold it, it probably would have gone down better. But no matter how good Fable 2 is, it's not as good as it was supposed to be. So it leaves a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth.
The No Man's Sky syndrome.
Yeah, except Fable 2 was really good when it came out, and No Man's Sky was good like a couple of years later.
So, Deadly Premonitions. do 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 do. Yeah, I mean, you gave me the soundtrack, and the vain attempt that I would try and play the game, but it's not happened yet.
God, no! I don't know if I'd wish this game on anyone, to be honest. But you make your argument first.
Deadly Premonitions, despite being one of it's sort of a I want to say a niche game. It's like only certain people are aware of this game's existence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got there's a lot of people who played this game like, oh my god, I started playing this game. I just couldn't get it. It was very weird. And then there are people who've played it and who order the Sinner sandwich. And I know of it because of people like Amy, and people who make video content online go on about it. For instance, the Sinner sandwich, which is I don't think it's an integral part of the plot of the game.
Nope, not at all.
It does come up, and it does come up in those online videos a bit like this, which is like the top 5 weirdest foods in video games.
We'll get
the Sinner sandwich doesn't make it onto the list.
I bet it does. Ingredients are mental. So Deadly Premonition. I mean, okay, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. It's fucking batshit crazy. It's basically like, what if the craziest video game developer in Japan binge watched Twin Peaks and then decided, I'm going to make a video game.
I'm going to make it a murder mystery or something?
Yeah. So you come to town, Agent York, he's got a voice, imaginary friend called Zach, who he talks with about old movies and Looney Tunes and stuff. Yeah. And they're from the FBI and they're trying to solve the murders. Like there's the Raincoat Killer that's kicking around. And it's fucking awesome if you can give yourself over to the premise and the characters and all that stuff is really great. Fucking terrible game. Like you actually try to play this game, like the third person combat is like it's like third person over the shoulder, like tank controls, like slow moving enemies coming at you. It's like fucking just disgustingly bad. It looks awful. The open world.
Is this a game where you have to monitor the amount of fuel in the car as well?
Yeah. The open world is just ridiculous. You have to drive around town everywhere in a car, and like you could run out of fuel. And there's like side quests and stuff in like the town and the various places that you can find in a horror game. It's like an open world horror game basically. And if you're driving around at night, I mean, giant demon dog things, and you just bounce off of them, and it's just as a video game, it's not very good. But if you love it, you will tolerate all of that and play it anyway, because it's fucking just, there's just something about this game that is just fucking amazing at the same time. But there's a reason when it came out, right? Most games that have an average score on Metacritic, like, generally have middling reviews. So like, there'll be a couple of good ones, some bad ones, and then a lot of average ones. Deadly Premonition has a middling score on Metacritic because it's got loads of 1s and loads of 10s. Like, it's one of those few games where some people have reviewed it and gone, "This is amazing," and other people have reviewed it and gone, "This is terrible." And
it's the Marmite of video games.
They're both right. Somehow they're both right. So, like, if this was Amy's top 5 Xbox 360 games, Deadly Premonition might just end up sneaky onto the list. But this is top 5 Xbox 360 games I can't in good conscience let it go past.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it on because, one, I was going to whistle the tune. Which
The Deadly Premonition theme.
It was either that or sing Amazing Grace, because there's a whole section in the game where you play as the Raincoat Killer in a flashback, and Amazing Grace is playing. But it's like this woman's like cover version where she's just singing it, and it's just like, if you like weird shit, this game is available on PC. Just get it. Because it's just weird. It's one of the weirdest games you'll ever play. It's fucking awesome. I love it so much. But I can admit that it is a pretty terrible game.
Yeah.
Like like video game gameplay. Keith, I'm banging my table. I'm going to stop doing that because my microphone's right there. The next one I would like to pitch to cut is gonna be Titanfall. Now hear me out here. When you sent me your copy of your list and I read it, I immediately went on Google because I was like, there's no way Titanfall came out on Xbox 360. This has nothing to do with me being like, Titanfall's not very good. Titanfall is amazing. But in my head, I'd completely forgotten that it was on 360. I thought Xbox, sure. PC, sure. Like Xbox One.
Yeah.
And to me, it's an Xbox One game. I'm sure it was awesome. Just as awesome on Xbox 360. When I Googled it, I fell down a bit of a rabbit hole. I started reading, like, reviews of the 360 version, and apparently it ran fine, and it looked a bit shit, but compared to an Xbox One, sure it would. But it's like, I don't want to cut it because it's a bad game. It probably is, out of all of these games on this list, a top 5 game.
Yeah.
But for me, it's an Xbox One game, and that's why I want to cut it.
I'm kind of fine with it, like, going off the list. The main reason I put it on here, because I looked at the list as it was forming, and I did remember that it came out on 360. And I was looking at it, like, the campaign was pants. It was tacked on at the end because I didn't think that a game could ship without a campaign.
Campaign multiplayer. I remember when they tried to explain that to us at EGX, and we all had lots of questions. But because the guy who was doing the explanation didn't work for Respawn or EA, he was just some dude who got hired to show people to the booth. We were asking questions about our campaign multiplayer, and he was like, I don't know. Like, when I said, have you got any questions, I meant, how do the buttons work? Like,
yeah. The answer to the question is it didn't work.
Yeah.
But it was the most innovative first-person shooter of that generation, I think.
I didn't come into this topic prepared to argue about how innovative first-person shooters were on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare.
You had Pilot Warfare. You had Titan Warfare. They had the balance out. You had parkouring. You had a weapon. Like, the gameplay worked and felt good and natural. Everything was like balanced out with the maps, like the different Titan, like, because back then it was the Titan bodies and weapons that you could swap in between and stuff, and it all worked and all felt so wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree. I'm more thinking about the entire generation and thinking maybe Modern Warfare was probably more at the time it came out.
Yeah.
But that was also made by the same development team that made Titanfall. So, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm fine with Titanfall for disappearing off this list.
Yeah, till we do top 5 Xbox One games. Anyway.
That'll be Titanfall 2, mate.
Titanfall 2 is multi-platform, mate. The first one wasn't, though. The first one was an Xbox One, an Xbox exclusive, I guess.
Yeah.
Again, I can't, like, I'm surprised you didn't go down the route of you managed to do it again. Like, you're the only person who managed to catch me out on stuff like this. Like, Titanfall, no, it didn't. It did come out on, oh shit, it did. Well, fucking shit. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's give everybody at home a refresher of what's left. So, we've managed to cut Deadly Premonition, Halo 4, I Made a Game with Zombies, and Titanfall, which leaves us with Alan Wake, Bastion, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Left 4 Dead, Lost Odyssey, and The Witcher 2. And keys up. I have a feeling I know what he's going after next.
See, there's a couple of games on here which I'm just kind of like, I kind of know what they are, but I'm not too sure how well I can kind of push for them to go for this. I'm more pushing for them to go for this because I want other stuff to get up there.
I mean, you realise that's part of the debate, right?
Yeah, it's like...
Don't forget, there are tactics to this. Remember how you managed to get rid of PS4 on our top games consoles?
Yeah.
With an ultimate firebomb maneuver? Or how we can do trades? Like, there's all sorts of things, all sorts of ways and means that we're discovering as we discover this.
I haven't played this game much, so if I cut it, then it makes you have to talk about it.
Fuck, I don't want to talk about stuff. Oh.
Lost Odyssey.
Do you know how many fucking words I say on a weekly basis about video games?
Yeah. Lost Odyssey is a game that I've heard a lot about, but when it comes to people that I know, it's mostly told with annoying.
Who are these people? I'm going to stab them.
Russell.
God, I'm going to stab him.
You'll remember why he talks about this like annoying.
Well, because he doesn't play games properly and he turns the difficulty all the way up and then tries to rush through. He tries to rush JRPGs. You and I know.
Yeah.
Never rush a JRPG.
He got to a point where he killed. There's like 7 bosses moving to a city or something, and he killed one of them. He didn't. He can't get them all down because he's obviously not high enough level because he hasn't grind.
Because he's not high enough level. I would imagine. Yeah. I would imagine it goes further than grinding. He probably hasn't done a bunch of side quests.
Yeah.
He's probably just followed the critical mission path. And then he's like, why am I not high enough level?
This is his problem in XCOM. Yeah, he does the priority missions all the time.
Yeah, it's his problem in a lot of games. He just goes, and then he gets frustrated. But anyway, we're not here to debate Russell.
Yeah.
Although I have just thought of a funny idea for a funny friendly debate. Continue.
Well, I was going to say, obviously I know it's very well received by people who are into JRPGs. Yeah, it is not talked about much as far as I'm aware.
I mean,
possibly because it was an Xbox exclusive.
Definitely,
in most JRPGs that I've seen come out on the PlayStation as opposed to the Xbox, so maybe that's why it didn't get talked about as much. I do remember when it came to backwards compatibility. People were like, "Hey, people like pay attention to this. If you never played it, get it." Because when did it go on Games to Go? I think I may have got it in the game library for that.
when they announced it.
Yeah.
It was free for a bit.
Yeah. That'll explain. I've never downloaded it and I haven't played it because I still haven't finished Final Fantasy VII.
Kills me inside when you say things like that.
I do remember the intro sequence in like the all the way up to the first boss because I sat and watched you play it because I was down in Leeds. You got it and you stuck it in and played it.
Hell yeah, I did. That's what we did when we hung out. We just played games.
Yeah.
That's like back in the day. Like now we're adults. Now we do other things. We watch TV.
Yeah, dude. When you were in Leeds, you were an adult.
Shut up. I mean, Lost Odyssey was made. It was like, you know how like you get super groups in music.
Yeah.
Where like Dave Grohl and the guy from Queens of the Stone Age and the bassist from Led Zeppelin form a band, and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This was basically what that was. It was like Mistwalker, and it was Nobuo Uematsu, and it was Samaguchi, and a bunch of people who made Final Fantasy games, and like they teamed up with developers in Mistwalker, and it was like Xbox 360 is finally going to take the plunge into JRPGs and try and like, you know, make a foothold, because they've sold like 6 consoles in Japan.
Yeah.
Like they're going to try and crack the Japanese market. Lasted all of about 5 minutes. But it was nice. It was nice while it lasted because it gave us Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. Lost Odyssey, mwah, it was a fantastic game. Was it not talked about because it's on Xbox? Yeah, absolutely. Because again, they sold about 6 Xbox 360s in Japan, so there was a reason. And then like the people in the West, like who bought Xbox 360s, bought it for things like Gears, Halo, like COD, like because it was the go-to console for things like Call of Duty, stuff like that. When Battlefield, Bad Company started coming across like the consoles, it was that kind of thing. People didn't really buy RPGs in general on Xbox in like massive numbers. There's a reason there's only one Lost Odyssey. There's a reason there was only like a couple of these JRPGs, these big exclusive JRPGs, and then they just didn't. I've just dropped the pen. I'm gesticulating too wildly about this, but Lost Odyssey is a fantastic game that probably didn't get the attention it deserved. It was fucking hard. Like, when I'm complaining about Russell complaining about the difficulty of the game, like, that's not to say it's not fucking difficult. Because like it had this whole thing where it was like the ring system. So when you attack him, there was a ring, and then there was another ring that came in, and it was like a rhythm thing, and if you hit it at the right time, you did extra damage, take extra defense, like, so take less damage. Which I hate in games. Like, a game came out this year called like, Y2K, which did a similar thing, where it was like, push the button at the right time to take less damage. I'm like, I don't want to be that active in a turn-based JRPG.
Turn-based JRPG with quick time events every round.
I want to push buttons and make people do things.
Yeah.
Dance for me, my puppets. Let me see what will be left. Okay, but yeah, no, I absolutely adored that game. I never finished it. I think I finished because it was 4 discs. Pretty sure I definitely finished the first disc. Pretty sure I finished the second disc. And then Zelda came out. No, did it? I don't know. Something came out, and then I played that, and it was another game that was like 1 million hours long. However, I want to pitch a trade.
Okay.
Of one of the other games on this list. Keith's looking good. Most of my games are still on this list. Yes, they are. But I want to trade for The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Fucking, again, love The Witcher 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could see the path from Witcher to Witcher 2 to Witcher 3 and where they were going. Because essentially Witcher 2 is not an open world game. It's about as open as Dragon Age Origins. In that there's maps that you explore and you get quests, and then once you're done with an area, you move on to the next area. Story is fantastic. It improves on The Witcher, the original one, which didn't come out on Xbox, didn't come out on consoles, to like in every way. Like the combat is better, the crafting's better, the story's better, the voice acting's better, graphics, the whole fucking shebang. And I love that game. And The Witcher 3 I love more because you know why. We'll probably talk about it on many friendly debates in the future.
I finished The Witcher 3. I didn't finish The Witcher 2.
Yeah. I did finish The Witcher 2. Like, it was a really good drama. Like, the story, there was a lot of funny scenes in it. Everything that The Witcher 2 did, The Witcher 3 did better. But, like, is it a top 5 Xbox 360 game? Based on what we've got on here? Based on the fact that I want to keep Lost Odyssey in the mix? No. So I passed that one over to you.
Yeah, I'm happy to cut Witcher 2 off. Keep Lost Odyssey in front of around. Mostly because I played up until the bit after the siege and the assassination of somebody who will remain nameless.
I mean, the subtitle is Assassin of Kings. You figure it out.
Yeah. And the intro, trailer to it is King being assassinated.
Oh, it's so good. The movie, yeah. Fucking great.
Yeah, and as much as I like the third one, no. I found it hard getting in the second one.
The Witcher 2 did have that thing where it had, and I say this every time we talk about it, it did have that thing where it was like, it had no fetch quests, apart from one fetch quest, where the dude wanted you to get him feathers.
Yeah.
And then you get him them, and he's like, I want more. And you're like, fucking hell. Okay, go and find you more feathers. Fuck, this better be, this quest is gonna reward is gonna be amazing. And then you get him the feathers, and he's like, okay, come back later. And like, fucking Jesus Christ, you kidding me? Like, I just want my reward. Can you just give me my reward? And then you get there, and then he's just wearing the feathers, and he's dressed up as a bird. And then he just leaves, and you don't get anything for it. And I was like, yes, because fetch quests are stupid. And that was basically The Witcher 2 going, fetch quests are dumb, and you're dumb if you do them. But I think that's brilliant. I thought that was fantastic. But yes, we've cut The Witcher 2. It's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crap. You see this list, right?
Yeah.
Did we decide on deferrals in friendly debates?
I think we deferred on deferrals.
I'm going to defer my pick. No, I'm not. I don't want to cut anything. How do you turn a 5 into a 6? No. That would be really weird if I did. Lost Odyssey. No, I can't do that. Shoot myself in both foot. That's just BioWare. Keith, I feel like I want to cut Halo 3 if I was going to pick anything that was left on this list. Because it's a fantastic game. But you know what's better than Halo 3? Halo Reach. Do you know what I played more than Halo 3? Halo Reach.
Yeah. I get that. It's like Halo 3, I remember being an awesome game that I played it on the Xbox 360 when I got it. Wasn't the first game I ever got it. First game I bought when I bought I got the day before I got my 360 was Halo Reach. Because that game was amazing.
Yeah. Story, characters. It's the only Halo game. It was the second Halo game, and out of all of them, only two that I played from start to finish without stopping. Like, I played the whole game because
I played that game so many times.
I couldn't stop. Whereas Halo 3, the story's cool. It's just an action blockbuster game, right? It's a B movie of a sci-fi story. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, really cool. And then you go into the multiplayer, and Halo Reach had Firefight. Like, ODST had Firefight, but it sucked in ODST. And then, because I hated the Marines, and it's like, oh, you can just pick up a sniper rifle. It's got, 3 shots in it. Now back to your SMG. Like, fucking what the fuck? And then you play Firefight in Halo Reach, and it's amazing, because it's, all the weapons and everything, and you can watch Keith continuously get crushed by drop pods if you play split screen, because whatever. This isn't a debate about Halo Reach, but basically, that's what I'm hanging my hat on here.
Yeah.
Halo Reach was amazing. Halo 3 was amazing. But Halo Reach was amazing.
Yeah.
Just making up words tonight. That's how we go.
Well, cutting Halo 3 off, and what I notice is you don't like Halo. The second Halo game that you've got.
Oh, we're spinning it like that. Like, you don't like Halo games. You keep cutting Halo games. Dude. Let's have a discussion about Halo 2 for a second here. Don't like Halo games. I give you don't like Halo games. Fucking. Don't think you can psychologically trick me like that. I know what you're trying to do. Here is the master list. Get a good look, people. If you're not looking, I'll read it to you. We've got 5 games left, which means we're into the final standings portion of the friendly debate. We have Alan Wake, Bastion, Halo Reach, Left 4 Dead, and Lost Odyssey. What we're going to do now is we're going to attempt to order these into a top 5. Like it says there, top 5 Xbox 360 games. We're going to do this slightly differently than we just did. Instead of taking turns deciding what will go where, what we're going to do is we're going to argue for each position on the list. So if someone has an idea, they pitch it, and then the other person can either agree with that, and then that goes into the slot, or they can disagree. And if you disagree, you have to offer a counter pitch. So if Keith picks one game for a 5 and I decide to pick another game, and then we figure out what actually goes in number 5, for example. We're going to do that all the way to number 1. Well, number 2, technically, because number 1 is basically the one that's left over. For number 5, I want to put Halo. No, just kidding. Put Halo, because I hate Halo, apparently. I didn't play thousands of hours of Halo. What are you talking about? Keith, at number 5, I would like to put Lost Odyssey.
Cool. I thought it was my pick, and I was going to go for Lost Odyssey as well, so I'm totally agreeing with you.
We don't take turns. I literally just explained that we don't take turns anymore. Motherfucker. He never listens to me, guys. That is just atrocious handwriting. Cool. I did what I needed to do. Lost Odyssey is the Ash of this list. But, you know, I actually intended to get Lost Odyssey into the top 5, whereas I never intended to get Ash into the top 5 Overwatch characters. It just happened. And I'm still not sure how. And I've watched that video.
Alright, then.
So we're left with Alan Wake, Bastion, Halo Reach, and Left 4 Dead. I mean, just throwing this out there right now, like, before we get into the nitty-gritty of doing this and ordering them, those are 4 pretty fucking fantastic games.
They are. They are 4 awesome games. One of those games is only good if you have 2 of, like, 3 people, like, playing it.
And that game is Halo Reach, ladies and germs.
I'm going to make a pitch for Left 4 Dead, which is a great community game. There's some brilliant community mods, which Amy loves. Particular favourites are replacing chainsaw noise with The Simpsons Homer making the chainsaw noise. Run, 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 and the Benny Hill theme.
I have a chainsaw. Sorry, Bergs is on me, but this is an Xbox 360.
Yeah, so we don't have the mods.
No, we just have the game.
Yeah, and we did play it on both PC and Xbox.
I'm being restrained until it's my turn to talk.
And on Xbox 360, I definitely do feel that it doesn't hold up to the other 3 games on this list. Do you think that's fair?
Absolutely not. In a million years do I think that's fair. But okay, fine, yes. Definitely a game that requires friends to play.
Yeah.
100%. I totally agree with that. You can play it by yourself. The AI is moronic. You'll be lucky if you can notch the difficulty up to advanced and get through a level.
Yeah.
On the plus side, it is funny to watch them just stumble into witches and trip over them. Like, oops, sorry. Here's the thing, though. There's only one game on this list that I put more hours into. I was about to say I didn't put any more hours into any. No, wait, I did. I totally did. Halo Reach is still on this list. Like, I've only got like 30 hours in the game on PC. And I don't want to think about how much I've got on Xbox. How do I best describe this? Like, Left 4 Dead is a game that had 4 maps.
Yeah.
4 campaigns, 20 maps. Ish. I think it was 18 because there was 2 that had. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. And we played it for probably like hundreds of hours. 4 campaigns. And we played it for hundreds of hours. It's not like those campaigns. Like the witch and the tank were in different places. But there wasn't like massive varieties. It wasn't like you could go left instead of right or something. Like blow the gas station up, right? Like, yeah, let's do that. It's funny. Like, but this game kept us entertained for so long. Number 2, I'm resurrecting an argument from our top 5 games consoles debate. In that Left 4 Dead was a game that kept us connected when when I lived far, far away from everybody else. And it is one of my favorite games. I fucking love everything about it. I still never got the achievement for headshotting a witch.
Yeah.
Ever, like,
it bugged out on you.
Everybody was doing it, and I was like, I want to do it. And I tried. I tried so much. I tried with the rifle, the shotgun, pistols, everything. Left 4 Dead was one of those few games where it was better than the sequel, which was supposed to be an improvement, and wasn't. It was weird. So anyway, I'm supposed to pitch a different game, right?
Yeah.
Well, 2 out of 3 of the games that are left on this list would be a fucking suicide mission if I try to pitch them against Left 4 Dead. So I'm going to pitch Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
It's like,
I haven't actually...
2 of the 3 games that are left were on Keith's 7 fave games when we did that podcast. Maybe I'll stay clear of those for the minute.
All of the games left on this are ones I put up.
Well, I'm going with Alan Wake. Alan Wake, like, again, I prefaced this entire thing of all of these games are amazing. And I love Alan Wake. I remember when I played it for the first time, you were there. We had a great night going through, because again, this is what we did.
Yeah.
We'd get a new game, we'd sit down, and we'd play the shit out of it.
Yeah, I have never actually played Alan Wake. I own it on PC, but I've never actually played it because I saw the entire game sitting next to Amy or sitting behind Amy. And yeah, for the reasons that you've said for Left 4 Dead, I would accept Alan Wake to go below it. Alan Wake is a brilliant game. I love the premise of it. I love the execution of it. The whole branding thing, where they had an in-game sponsor, was a bit weird.
The Verizon, the batteries, the TV show, the Night Springs, the Quantum Suicide episode. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, at the right day.
You've tripped over the plug. Just amazing. The combat was a bit. There's some spectacular moments. The stage, the rock.
The rock band, yeah. If you don't know what we're on about, go find this game and play
the fucking game, man. It's like 5-6 hours. It's like a TV show as well, so it's like there's episodes and it's just...
Yeah, you can stop and watch TV shows in it. So yeah,
it's brilliant. There's a reason, because Remedy Entertainment are one of my favorite developers. There's a reason that everybody who's a fan wants a sequel.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, I need a classy.
They put an Easter egg. I think you're right away. Put an Easter egg for it in the Quantum Break. I didn't get all the way through Quantum Break, but I did get the bit where someone's explaining like the thing for Alan Wake on the a whiteboard in the university.
There's Alan Wake theories. There's a TV show, and there was a book. One of his books, one of Alan Wake's books, was like someone you could find it.
Yeah,
because someone was reading it. There was loads. It's great. Can I get Left 4 Dead any higher?
Look what it's up against it.
I feel like I want to try.
So what are you going to pitch at me?
I mean, if I sit back and let you pitch to me, you're going to say Left 4 Dead, right? So it's like, I'll let you go. No, wait, that would be a stupid idea.
Yeah, there are two games in this list of 3 that I'm not sure which one I want to see at the top.
I mean, there's the Cinderella story, and then there's the franchise that is the identity of the console.
Yeah,
it's I see why you would damn, but everybody loves an underdog, and Left 4 Dead is that underdog. But
am I gonna have to start telling you about what the developer of Left 4 Dead became, just to to take the memory of this?
That's a low blow. Be very.
It's not what I want to do.
Be very careful with that kind of worms.
Yeah.
For the next time you mention Neverwinter Nights. I'm going to pitch it, and I'm probably going to lose, and that's probably not the attitude. I was like, right, I'm going to pitch this, I'm going to roll these sleeves up, and I'm going to get it done. Keith, I believe at number 3 we should put Bastion. Bastion is one of the, if not the, and we will find out when we do this as a top 5 list, best indie games ever made. Ever made.
I am in agreement.
That's
the best indie games ever made.
It came from a Summer of Arcade that was amazing. Like that whole summer, there was like one game I think was a jet ski game, wasn't very good. Summer of Arcade, oh Jesus, I'm so glad they brought that back. But anyway, I'm digressing. Like I love Bastion so much. When I like the soundtrack, the
The
narrator,
soundtrack is now playing in my head.
yeah, the narrator, like at the time, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
There's a narrator that fucking tells like, and he's narrating not just the story, but what you're actually doing. Like
yeah.
I started swinging my hammer about,
It just
smashing
really.
boxes.
Wow.
Yeah, what the fuck? Get out of my head. You're reading my head right now. This is sorcery. Then I almost deleted the game there and then, but I thought sorcery's not real, so you know, it's probably just really good here, right? Like, yeah, like everything about that game is awesome. And I don't know what I'm trying. I'm rambling because I'm trying to find the chink in its armor. Uh, its length, like it is replayable.
It is replayable.
You can't do it from in the game though. If you do, you're a monster. Like you end the game, and then you go into the menu, and then you hit New Game Plus. If you start a New Game Plus, no, we can't. No.
We had this conversation when I finished the game for the first time because it gives you the option. I don't want to do any spoilers. So I'm not going to say what it is, but you have the option in the game of going back and basically restarting in the hope of changing the outcome of what's happening in the game. And I couldn't do it. I expected to because I was going to go, oh yeah, I'll do the game and then I'll do the New Game Plus. So I thought I'll do those two endings because I knew it had two endings. And I could not bring myself to do it because I loved the characters so much.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful. And I think the song's called... it made me become enamored with that studio. My favorite game development studio is Supergiant Games.
You can tell it's his favorite because he remembers their name.
Yeah. And it was because Bastion, and I was really excited when Transistor came out. Even though I didn't really get into Transistor for the gameplay mechanics, I still really loved the music. Same person that did it. And I still was really excited for the next game that came out, which was Pyre. And even though I bought it on PC and had issues with it, I still loved it. And I still loved all of it. I'm really looking forward to playing Hades on the Epic Games Store when it comes out because it is another game by people who have so much love for what they do. They pour so much love into this game that you can feel it when you play it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're not watching the No Clip monthly documentary series about the making of Hades as it happens,
yeah,
you should be. It's fucking phenomenal. I didn't put this up because of spoilers. This is the physical manifestation of me trying to do the impossible.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to Bastion is an amazing game and it's one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead is one of my favorite games, and Left 4 Dead it's personal.
Yeah.
And ironically, I may not have gone down this route if we hadn't have done the top 5 games consoles, and you reawakened all of those memories in me. Like really, you created your own worst enemy in this in this regard.
Yeah, I'm just like staring at it, and I'm like, I have so much love.
I hate lifts. Like, son, we just crossed the street. How many times? Remember when we were all playing on the expert difficulty, and there was that guy who I knew who joined us randomly. Yeah. We played on expert, and we were just shooting around, and we kept shooting each other, and the whole voice chat was just sorry, sorry, and then we just going, guys, can you just shut the fuck up, all right? If we shoot each other, just don't apologize because all we're doing is saying sorry.
It's like that. Was like that scene in The Simpsons where they've all got the mobs all got the guns. Boom, sorry, boom, sorry, boom, sorry. Then it's boss. Boom, sorry.
Yeah. Except instead of shooting holes in the walls and the ceiling, we were just shooting each other.
Yeah.
Like it is one of the most dynamic games I have ever played. Because you can run the levels over and over and over and over and over again, and new stuff will happen to you.
Yeah. And this part of me is thinking about what is perhaps the best indie game ever. A game that we both have so much, love for. and it comes underneath Left 4 Dead, and there's part of me is just like
the ultimate co-op experience. Is that true? I'm not sure that's
I
true.
don't know.
It's true today, damn it. I rolled my sleeves up for this. I'm going all in. The defining co-op game of all time versus the best indie game of all time. Neither of those statements are probably factual, but right now, in this moment.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring another game into this discussion.
There's a reason I'm wearing this post-it note.
Yeah, we're kind of in a loggerhead here, aren't we? Halo Reach is a first-person shooter game set in the Halo universe, set before the first Halo game, just before the first Halo game. They've retconned a lot of the lore since then, but fair enough.
New studio, new problems.
Yeah. And when you play the game, it kind of tells you from the outset that there is no good ending to this. If you've played the other game, like the first game, you know there is no good ending to your character in this game.
You're gonna die, bitch. See all these people around you, all these friends you've made, they're all gonna die too. See all these people in these houses, they're gonna die. Everyone you meet in this game is gonna die.
Kind of.
Except the big
There's a
dude.
couple of them.
And the scientist lady. But apart from that, everybody else is gonna die.
Yeah. There's like a couple of people who, like one person who definitely survives, and there's one person who is said to have survived, but you don't know that in the game. But yeah, it's like it does the thing where like it builds up. If this was your first Halo game, you would wonder what on earth was going on about an hour in, because it's sort of like it does this thing where it builds up like the relation. It's got all these people in it that you get to know your squad and everything.
Noble team.
Yeah, and then it's like you do this big heroic mission and everything, and one of the people has this big heroic sacrifice, and then it's revealed to be for absolutely nothing. And the characters even mentioned this, and then it's I think the next person to die in the group just gets randomly sniped. When the city that you've been fighting and trying to save gets wiped off the face of the earth from orbit. It's just like the slow progressive thing. It was like, this isn't going well, and it's just a very real, despite it being a sci-fi shooter and everything, it's a very real depiction of warfare because people die. And it isn't, even though you're running through like, one man against everything, you're not winning the war. And it doesn't go well. And at the end, after you complete the game, it does put you in this situation where it's like, yeah, this is how it ends for you. And you can struggle as much as you want. You ain't gonna win in the end. It was an amazing game.
I got a moral victory, though. I lasted a good, 10 minutes in that ending.
The game that I've completed on Legendary all the way through, 5 or 6 times, which is not something I'd ever do on a game. There was Halo games that I don't think I've ever completed on Legendary. I generally try and do them now. I didn't used to. But I'm looking at this game, and you're dead hard for trying to get Left 4 Dead all the way through.
Well,
and I'm like,
maybe I wasn't trying to get it number one.
I'm not sure if I want. I don't want Left 4 Dead to get the number one, but I'm also wondering about Bastion, which is the best indie game ever. And I'm just thinking
And remember, in this show, it's definitely true, even if it's not.
I mean, without Bastion, you don't get Transistor, you don't get Pyre, you don't get Hades.
Hades, right? Sorry, it sounded like you said something else that time. Normally I wouldn't correct your grammar, but it really sounded like you said something else, so I'm going to just say Hades.
Okay. I'll just assume that you said some stuff there because of 2 seconds of silence, but that's his hot connection. Anyway, how would you feel in putting Halo Reach into third?
That's the opposite of what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to get Left 4 Dead to number one. I was just trying to get number two. I'd fully resign myself to to, like, if I was trying to get Left 4 Dead at number 1, I wouldn't have rolled my sleeves up. The whole cardigan would have come off. I would have been like, right, this is it. This is the fight of my life. Oh no. This is going terribly for me.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, I'll attack Bastion. And then he's like, no, Bastion's.
But
are we trapped in like a loggerhead now? Are we? Where we can't decide in the top 3?
No, but right, 10 minutes. I'm coming right. We're gonna have to fight to the death. It finally happened. Like, yeah, I was just trying to get Left 4 Dead because I like Halo Reach, man. Like, I mean, let's put it this way: if we don't put, I'm gonna take this stupid thing off. If we don't put a Halo game at number 1 in like definitive like Xbox 360 games, they're coming for us. That we're already on thin ice. We didn't mention Gears of War or Fable. Like,
mentioned them, but it's not on the.
I mean, we mentioned them. That's like, but I rolled my sleeves up and everything. I just think, God damn it, you broke my brain. Why did you break my brain?
You broke my. I thought this like Left 4 Dead was going to go way further down than this.
God damn, never. Never. It's the most definitive multiplayer game of all time. Yeah, that's right, I upgraded it.
Stop upgrading it. It's making things worse.
It's the greatest thing that has ever existed. No, definitely not. I'm definitely not going that far. It makes Infinity War look fucking... No, okay. Man, okay, but at least there's video. I'm rolling the sleeves back down.
What's that, man?
There's video evidence of me trying, and there's video evidence of me failing. All because, I don't know. It's a good job we don't take these lists too seriously.
Yeah, I'm still not too sure what he's writing down yet.
I violently disagree with this, but I've done it.
Right.
The final top 5 of the top 5 Xbox 360 games, because Keith's not backing down like I hoped he would, or at all, really, is number 5, we have Lost Odyssey. At number 4, we have Alan Wake. At number 3, we have Left 4 Dead. At number 2, we have Bastion. And at number 1, we have Halo Reach. You're welcome. You're welcome, Bungie. This is... I couldn't. I just couldn't. I can just about start to see Bastion at number 2. And again, I love Bastion. But I just couldn't put Bastion at number 1 above Halo.
Yeah.
I did my best, Left 4 Dead. I really tried. And in the end...
On the plus side, people can't say that you hate Halo now, that you've, put
what,
Halo...
People, you mean you? I just want to know. I saw what you did. I saw what you were trying to do. That's not why this happened. You were like manipulating me so that I would go easy on Halo Reach. Well, I had already decided Halo Reach was going at number 1 in my head. And then when you went, you couldn't see because I'd already stuck the post-it note on my face. And you were like, I'm going to bring another game into this. And I was like, please don't. Just like literally like that, wherever it's gone. Yeah. That was me internally, just like, the GIF from The Office, Steve Carell. No, God, no, God, no. That was me. I was like, fuck. You did the one thing I didn't want you to do in that situation. You motherfucker. I roll my sleeves up and everything.
It's the best indie game ever.
Engaged in hyperbole. And then what did you do? You did something you've never done. You engaged in hyperbole right back.
Note the self. Look up the word hyperbole.
Yeah, it means you exaggerated the fuck out of it, just like when I said it was the best co-op experience of all time. That's probably not. I know that's probably not true. Just like I know that Bastion might not be the best indie game ever. But in the moment, those were the only two options we had. And Bastion sure ain't the best co-op experience of all time. But you know what might be, though? Firefight. We'll find out when it comes back out on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to stream the shit out of that. Imagine if I streamed the shit out of Halo Reach and then went, oh no, this isn't as good as I remember. Keith, we're having a do-over. I mean, no one can say that I hate indie games either, like, because I just suddenly realised I was like, I don't want to put Bastion at number one. That's all this is about. It's like, no, my channel is like one of the more indie-focused channels
Yeah.
you can find. Like, I love indie games.
Yeah, I did notice something about streamers in 2018 compared that what was it 2008? It's like the amount of like game streamers.
Oh yeah, the whole thing where it's like yeah. It's like it just went
Most streamers like do
because
like
that's where the
8K.
money is, right? Me, I don't give a shit about money. Come watch me. I play games that I like. I know streamers. I don't like. This is totally a tangent. I personally know streamers who stream games they don't like because people come and watch them. And you do you, but I think that's really sad, man. Like I streamed Bastion not that long ago because I wanted to play it because I love it. I'm gonna go through all the Halo games at some point, probably with Keith, because I love them.
Yeah. Not myself. Enough space on my hard drive.
I'm just not that kind of streamer. Funny enough, the only game on this list I've streamed is Left 4 Dead. And that's going to do it for this friendly debate. Again, don't take the list too seriously because we sure as shit don't. Sure, in the moment we might make some comments.
Which may come back to haunt us.
At the end, yeah, I mean, you did. But in the end, it's just like, yeah, whatever. Mass Effect wasn't even on that list. So
No, I did think about it.
I thought about it as well. I think my original on list was like 13. I cut it down to 7, so I lost 6 games. To be honest, if I was taking it like super seriously, Deadly Premonition and I Made a Game with Zombies wouldn't have been on the list. Those were sacrificial, and just so I could talk about them because they're both really weird and awesome, and I love them. That is actually going to do it for this episode of Friendly Debate. Keith, say bye. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.